Okay, so the false card you have your past is the Six of Wands. Beautiful victory card, you know, determination. It's not just determination, it's like this is after the determination. This is like, I've done this, I've worked hard, this is the result, I'm up here. So I'm getting, just looking everywhere, I'm just getting lots and lots of different feelings, lots of different things going on in this reading. I'm just looking all over this right now. Yeah, I just want to say one thing to you when I'm looking at this first one. Be proud of the way you're behaving. Be proud of the way you're dealing with something. Just under here, you can see the Knight of Wands is there, and he can be a little bit of a menace. You know, he jumps up and down and disrupts things. So this is you. You're the Six of Wands, and someone's under you trying to kind of disrupt things for you. That's what I'm getting. And I think also someone has come in, or they're going to, or they're sending you some kind of message, and I'll just tell you how I'm seeing that in a minute, and that's disrupting your emotions. So someone's around you, they've come back from your past, if they haven't yet they will, and your emotions are kind of up and down. So on the outside, what's happening is this person's coming in, and you can see that in the middle, because the center card here is the Six of Cups. That's like the center point. Everything is kind of revolving around that. So someone is coming back. That's reunion. So either they've spoken to you or they haven't yet, but that is coming up at some time for you. Your emotions are all up and down. That's how they're going to have you feeling, if they haven't already, with the Knight of Wands. But the way you're acting on the outside is going to be like the Six of Wands. I'm here, I'm up on my high horse. You know, I'm proud of myself. I'm up here. And you know, I'm rising above this. I'm rising above how they're making me feel. On the inside, I might be feeling like the Knight of Wands, up and down emotionally, really stressed, all that kind of thing. Oh, how do I feel? You know, because I've really had strong feelings for this person. Now I know they're around, or they're coming back in. I can feel this, or I've had this communication, and I'm all up and down in my feelings. But I'm not going to show that. What I'm showing the world, and what I'm showing them especially, is that I am like the Six of Wands. I'm victorious. I know what I'm doing. I rise above all that kind of nonsense. So that's kind of what I'm getting now. Lots and lots of mixed feelings on the inside. And I think that's how they see you, and I think that's how they've always seen you. This person has always seen you as someone who can have victory, someone who can achieve things and do things, someone who people look up to. Maybe they didn't see that as much as they do now, but they can really see that now. I think that's kind of what I'm getting. And I don't think they've treated you very well in the past. I really don't. I'm really seeing that's what's happened. And you know, I think also, I'm not saying, oh, you know, that it's, you know, the reason why you're where you are now. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of express what I'm kind of seeing here. The reason why you're where you are now isn't because, you know, isn't because they kind of pushed you, literally, but they did push you in a way, because I think you had this breakup with this person, and you were like, right, I'll show them how good I can be. I'll show them how successful I can be. They'll regret it. And I think that's what you're feeling on the inside. And I think that really pushed you. And I think that's got you to where you are now. Now, the other thing I'm getting here is you are probably a lot further along in your, how do I say this, in your achievements than the way you feel on the inside. That's the other thing I'm getting between these two, you know, the difference between these two cards. And the thing I want to say to you is, if that's you, if you feel like that, if you don't feel that you're really deserving of where you are, or you feel a bit strange about where you are, because I am getting this little bit of a struggle between how you feel on the inside and how people see you and where you are. Just be a little bit careful that you don't start to self-sabotage or something like that, because I'm getting this feeling of, you know, you get up to a certain point, and then you start to feel like, oh, I don't know if I should be here. You might not think that to yourself, but you feel this feeling of, oh, I feel as if I'm in the wrong place. I feel as if I'm in another place. I feel as if I'm in another country. and I feel as if it's all odd and unfamiliar, and everyone's speaking another language, and there's different food, and it feels different, and I don't feel easy here. I have to go back to where I was. I have to go back to where I was, not literally, but in your feelings. So, and I feel as if I'm a bit of an imposter. I don't feel as if I should be here. I'm not up here with all these other people. What I want to tell you is, if that's how you're feeling, you belong where you are. And when you get that feeling, it's not that you don't belong where you are. What that's telling you is you need to adjust to where you are. You need to adjust to where you are. So using that example of being in another country, when you first arrive in a new country, everything's very different. Maybe you can't speak the language again. Maybe you need to find your way around. You don't know where things are. But once you do that, once you've done all those things, you start to feel familiar again, and you're comfortable in your surroundings. So that's what I'm trying to say here is, if you feel all uneasy, it's just because you haven't familiarized yourself with that place yet. So just know that you deserve to be where you are, and you've worked hard to be where you are. So I just want to tell you that. I hope that makes sense to someone. Okay, so with the Three of Cups, which is the last card here, obviously. Yeah, again, this is what this is telling you. Celebrate where you are. Be happy where you are. Be happy where you are. Celebrate that. And if you don't feel happy where you are, it just takes a little bit of time, and you're going to be able to adjust to where you are. You're going down the right road. You're in the right place. This is abundance. You've got victory up the top. You've got abundance here. So you're going into where you're supposed to be, or you're heading down the road to where you're supposed to be, I should say. Now with this other person who's coming in, with this ex-love connection that's coming back again, and they're giving you this little message, and you can feel them around you. I think what I'm getting here is, I think this card's here to remind you to celebrate yourself, and just know who you are, and know who you are without them, and feel happy about where you are without them. And I know this sounds like I'm trying to tell you to stay away from this person, and I don't want to do that, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing in this card. It's first of all, I'm getting a little bit of hot and cold coming from them, because if you look at these women, they're all celebrating, they're all saying, yeah, we're having a party, we're all drinking, we're all happy. But one of them's got their back to us. So it might be that at 1 minute they're all happy, they're all fine with you, everything was fine. The next minute, maybe they turned their back on you, maybe they disappeared, maybe they ghosted you, maybe they stopped talking to you. So we've got this happiness, and then we've got this, someone with their back turned. So there's this hot and cold here. And, the other thing is, what I'm getting generosity here, because this is about abundance. So it might be that you are very, very, very generous with this person. Maybe you're overly generous with this person. Maybe they use that. Maybe they use that to their advantage. And it looks like maybe there was something you weren't happy with. And I think when you tried to talk to them about this, maybe they turned it around onto you. Maybe they said, well, you're calling me selfish, you're calling me someone who's using you, because you're giving to me and I'm taking, but I don't want you to think that, so I'm going to turn it around onto you and make you look like the unreasonable one, or make you look like the one who's, the manipulative one, or the one that's selfish even, because I'm getting this here, I'm getting selfishness. Oh, you're self-centered. Oh, you're self-centered, you're just taking. No, you're not. You are. So it's kind of this turning this back around onto you. Now, I know this all sounds really negative and horrible, but I think why this is here is to remind you of all this. Because I think when they come back, because I'm getting all these up and down emotions in the Knight of Wands, when they come back, if they haven't already, your heart might kind of start skipping up and down again, and then you might be tempted to go back. Now, again, I'm not saying don't go back. But what I'm saying is just be aware of all these things. These are all red flags that have happened. They might happen again. So you need to be aware of these things. Don't let them gloss over those things. Because with the Six of Cups, when they come back, the Six of Cups is quite a childish energy. It's a bit of a happy energy. They might come back with, oh, everything's fine. Hello, la, la, la. Everything's happy, which is what the Three of Cups is about as well. And you might be thinking, wait a minute. I don't feel like that. If you come back into my life, you need to really address the old things. You can't just come in pretending nothing's happened. So I'm getting that as well. So I think that's why that's all coming up here. I hope that makes sense to someone, because sometimes I feel as if I go on, and then I think, does that make sense? Okay, so the first card you have your present is the Chariot. Yeah, so again, you're very, very generous. This is what I'm seeing in the Three of Cups here as well. You're really generous, especially with people you're close to. You're not all that generous if you don't know someone, but once you really let go, once you really feel love for someone, once you feel really close to someone, you're very, very, very generous, especially with your family, but with anyone you're close to. But once you feel as if you're being manipulated or taken for a fool, especially that taken for a fool, you hate that. It's like, no, if you're going to take me for a fool, I'm off. I'm riding away like the Chariot. I'm on my way. Now, if you ride off and you walk off or whatever you do, that doesn't mean your heart moves on. That can take longer for you. And sometimes you get it wrong. Sometimes you think, oh, this person's taking me for a fool. I'm really angry with them. I'm going to ride off like the Chariot. And sometimes you get it wrong. But it doesn't matter, because I think this radar, well, it does matter, but what I'm saying is I think this radar has been better for you, this radar for manipulative people. It's been better for you than it has been worse, because I think it saves you from a lot of bad things that could have happened to you. The other thing I'm getting here is, I'm getting this ambition here again. Just under this crown, of this man in the Chariot, there's a big, big star, so he knows where he's heading. He's heading to where he wants to head. But under that, there's a little laurel wreath around his head as well. So again, your head is in victory. That's how you are now. You're thinking, no, I still want to get to the end of something. I want to get to victory. Now, what this victory is about is, it's something about your job or money or something like that. And I think it might be something about, there might be a purchase in there as well. Now, what I'm getting here is, there aren't any coins in this whole reading. There are no pentacles here. And sometimes when you don't get any pentacles in the reading, it can mean a loss of money, no money around you. So I think you might have had a bit of a money loss, or money's gone down a little bit, or something like that. I don't think you've had a total loss, but it's a little bit down from what it was, maybe. And I think you might have people around you saying, don't do this thing, don't get this thing, don't go for this job, don't do this risky thing. This is a time of being very cautious, which it is for a lot of people right now. Don't do this thing right now. But for you, I think this might be family telling you this actually, but for you, you're like, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm determined. You're Aries, you know what you're doing. So I think you're going to go ahead with this anyway. I don't think you're going to listen to these cautious people. I want to tell you, because I'm Aries as well, you're doing the right thing to listen to yourself, because you're very different to these people who are advising you. You're very different, especially if this is family, because what I'm seeing here is, I know this is going to sound horrible and I don't mean it to. You love them, they're lovely people, but you stand apart from them. You're very different in the way you think, you're very different in the way you see things. Yes, sometimes you can take risks, but they're the right things for you. Those kind of risks wouldn't suit them, or whatever you're planning on doing, it wouldn't suit them, but you're not them. You're not them, you're you. So I think you're right to go ahead with this, if that's you, if you're wondering about this. And, I think you're going to be kind to them. I think you're going to be, which you are with these people, but you're not going to listen to them. You're not going to listen to them. So that's what I'm getting in that card, if that makes sense to you. So yeah, the next card you have your present is the Six of Cups. So yeah, again, right in the middle. This is about this message that's coming to you, this reunion. So someone wants to reunite with you. That's what this message is about. They want to see you again. I think they're probably interested in you emotionally. So I think this little message that's coming in, again, I'm seeing a very small message. I'm seeing something that's quite light-hearted. These are children in this card. But it's quite powerful to you because of the way you feel, or the way you used to feel about this person. So, okay, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but this is what I think is going to be inside your head when they connect with you. there's a test here. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to sit there, you're going to have these barriers around you, which is what I'm seeing in the Chariot, you know, is inside this box. And you're going to say to yourself, now, they're coming back. I might give them a bit of go. I might talk to them or whatever. But I'm going to be kind of testing them. I know that sounds horrible, but it's for your own peace of mind. It's for your own sake. You're going to be testing them. You're going to be saying, okay, let's see how they act. Let's see if this old behaviour in the Three of Cups comes back again. Let's see if they turn things around onto me. Let's see if they apologise. You know, let's see if they take this seriously. You know, they really, really hurt me. I want them to come back. Oh, not I want them to come back, but if they come back, if they want to talk to me, they have to take what happened seriously. Let's see if that's what they do. So you're kind of sitting back and you're saying, okay, let's see what they do. Let's see what happens. Because again, I'm seeing in this card again, your generosity, because someone's giving these flowers to someone else in this card. So you're very generous. So you gave to this person. They turned that around onto you in some way. They were ungrateful. They blamed you. They said, oh no, you're the selfish one. You're the whatever. You're the self-centered one. I'm seeing that. And in the end, you just walked away. If you look on the left of this card, there's a tiny little man just walking away. So that's what happened. And now that's why you're kind of putting this to the test now. And I think you're right to do this. And I think you're right to do this because this childish energy, it's really annoying me actually, because it's coming in like, oh, guess what happened? Oh, it's really fun, and haha, let's have a joke. And you know, you're kind of like, you're a fun person. You're Aries. You like fun. You know, you're childlike yourself in a lot of ways. That's fine. But when it comes to something that was really serious in your life, and if you're really hurt by someone, you're not in a fun mood with them. You want them to come and say, I want to address this. I'm really sorry. I want to acknowledge this happened. I take that seriously. So, you know, and kind of if you know what I mean. So that's the kind of thing you're expecting or you want from them. And that's the test you're giving them. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Okay, so the last card you have your present is the Two of Wands. Yeah, so again, really, really guarded. This is how you are. You've got your boundaries drawn up very, very clearly. There's still a lot of unprocessed emotions there inside you. And I think this person coming back, that's going to bring that up for you. That's going to remind you that whatever you decide to do with this person, I should say with them, whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to go ahead and speak to them or what you decide, I think this is going to make you realize, yes, I still have these unprocessed emotions inside me and I have to do something about this. And, I think if someone makes you feel all this up and down and inside yourself and stressed, and if you do have to test something, even that's telling me that maybe they're not the right person for you. I hate seeing this because I don't like to tell you what to do. They might have changed. They might come and apologize. They might do whatever. They might pass this test. But, you've got to think about lots of things here. You've got to think about lots of things here. Are they, you're on this mission. You've got the Chariot, you've got the Six of Wands, you want to achieve things, you're on this mission to achieve things. If you want someone to come to you, especially in a relationship, if you want to be with someone, they have to be someone that's going to stand behind you, supporting you, being with you, not distracting you, not having your emotions up and down. Because where you need to go on this journey of achieving things, you need to be able to concentrate. You can't have your emotions up and down. I've said that, I know. You need someone who's going to be there for you. So just think of that. Really think of that. And if you look at this man, he wants to conquer the world. He's looking forward, but he's got this, he's got this wand behind him. It's a little bit like a shadow. So you don't want a shadow behind you. You want someone supporting you. You want someone beside you. And, that's what you've got to ask yourself. Are they like that? Are they going to be like that for me? So just lots and lots of questions here. I don't want to ask you too many questions, but I just have to show you what I'm seeing. I just have to show you, because I'm seeing lots of red flags here that you have to think about. Okay, so the first card you have your future is the Eight of Cups. Yeah, again, I don't want to keep on talking about them. Obviously, they're on your mind in this whole reading, whether they've spoken to you yet or not, or whatever. Maybe they haven't yet. I don't know, I'm just getting that feeling here. There's some negative energy around them as well, I think. It feels like someone's not happy with them, or they've left them. Now, I don't know whether that's a love connection. I don't know whether they were with someone and they broke up and they came back to you. That's another red flag if that's happened, because, you know, if they're feeling lonely and they're coming back to you for that reason, that's not a good reason. It might not be that. It might be someone in their family. It might be a friend that's angry with them and they've walked off. So it might not be that, but I'm just getting that there as well. But yeah, think about, you know, why are they contacting me now? That's another thing. Why are they contacting me now? Why didn't they contact me before? After all this time, why now? So that's another thing to think about. Are they lonely? Is that why? So you've got all these things to think about. Okay, I'm going to stick my neck out here because I'm just looking at this moon here. So expect some communication coming in, if they haven't already, coming probably around maybe the end of this week, start of next week, or whenever the full moon is. Whenever the full moon is, that's what I'm seeing with this moon. Because I think it might be the start of next week. I might be wrong. I might have the dates mixed up in my head. But look up when the next full moon is if you don't know when that is. That's when this person's going to come in. There's a full moon in this card, obviously. And yeah, you know what's really interesting is, you know, you can check this as well, I might be wrong, but I think the next full moon is a flower moon, what's called a flower moon. And again, right at the centre of this spread, a reconnection, and they're reconnecting with flowers. Someone's giving someone flowers. So yeah, flower moon, that's when they're coming in the middle of this card. Really interesting that that's there. So again, light-hearted communication, that's what's going to come in first. And I'm getting a caution here as well with this Eight of Cups, with this person walking away. And again, you can see there's a wall of cups and there's one cup missing. So that's giving me a not so good feeling around this emotionally as well. So again, lots of red flags. But if they haven't come in yet, I think that's probably when they're going to. Okay, so the next card you have for your future is Temperance. Yeah, again, I'm seeing something, I'm seeing a link here between this and the Chariot, because this is about achieving something again. This is about wanting to achieve something, because this Temperance is about rising up out of something. So again, you know, there are no pentacles in this reading. There's no money. It doesn't mean you've got no money, but money might be a concern for you right now. Maybe there's less of it around you, and you're trying to think of, okay, how can I improve this situation for myself? And I think that's what I'm seeing here in the Temperance card. You want to do something, and I think this feels like something new. And I'm getting these people warning you. I'm getting, oh, don't do that now. That's risky. Don't do that. It's a bad time. Blah, 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 all that kind of thing. Again, you're Aries, you're not going to listen to them. You're going to be like this Temperance. You've got these red wings beneath you. You're flying up into the sky. You're red, you're Aries. You're not going to listen to them. You know that this is going to get you to a better place financially. And I'm seeing that as well. So definitely do this. And again, I think this might be family around this as well, which is what I was seeing in the Chariot. Because when just looking down at the Eight of Swords, you know, this woman on the Eight of Swords, she's gotten away from her home, and it might be her family home, you know, with this house that's behind her. So she's gotten away from her home, and she's trying to move forward into what she wants to do, but she's got these swords around her. And for me, swords often mean words. So it might be that your family or some family members are around you. They're trying to surround you. They're trying to surround you with their words. They're trying to protect you. They're saying, oh, don't do that. Don't move forward. Don't do this. Don't do that. But for you, it doesn't feel like protection. It feels like being claustrophobic. It feels like, oh, you're telling me what to do. And that is the opposite of what the Aries wants. If you tell an Aries what to do, they're going to do the opposite.